We have to make sure that we are not indoctrinating our kids and that these policies and these ideas never see the light of day. We should never teach our kids to hate America or that America is a racist and evil country. In fact, it should be the exact opposite. We know for a fact that the Federal Department of Education issued CRT guidance and policies to every school district in the country. Our job is to protect the students, and we're going to take steps every single day to make sure we do exactly that. And that's the reason I signed the executive order. I'm proud of the fact that we're taking those steps, and we're going to continue to do it every single day that I'm in office.
That is Sarah Huckabee Sanders talking about how CRT is being taught to school kids in her state, which is not a thing that happens, that they are being taught to hate their country, which is not a thing that exists. What she is angry about is that kids are, in some cases, still being taught history. They're being taught about the things that have happened in this country, and she does not like that. She thinks rather they should be taught to love America by denying our history, by not knowing anything about it. And if you find this to be surprising, how is this not what we should have expected? She was a propagandist. That was literally her job under Donald Trump. And now as governor, she's a propagandist. That's what she knows, that's what she loves, that's what she does. In this case, thankfully, there are people fighting back against it. And students have launched a lawsuit against her and against state education officials, basically saying that the so-called LEARNS Act is basically stopping kids at Central High School, which is a very historically relevant school, which we will get into, from earning credits in AP African American Studies classes because effectively you can't teach that stuff anymore.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you.
And so their concern is not just like an abstract, we don't get to learn about our history anymore. They're very cleverly tying it to how this can hamstring their future. It's not just that this is sort of philosophically wrong to deny kids learning about our history, but they're literally going to lose out on opportunities for their further education. And so effectively, she calls it left-wing indoctrination. She calls it critical race theory. She doesn't know what either of those things are. They're saying it's the history that has always been taught. And importantly, this high school was the location of the Little Rock Nine, where 9 black students famously walked through the doors in 1957 after the Supreme Court ruled on Brown v. Board of Education. So it's not just that the history is true, the history seems particularly relevant to kids at this school, and she just wants it all wiped out. What do you think?
Yeah, this is their own history. I mean, and that's what a successful backlash looks like. I mean, we're still living in the backlash of the civil rights movement. Clearly, somehow, we're still living in the backlash to the Brown v. Board of Education decisions and the desegregation of schools. And this is also the same governor that wants to put 13 and 14-year-olds to work in manual labor. I mean, again, the hypocrisy around trying to protect children, it's protect them from their own history and learning about civil rights, but totally fine to send them to do some, work in a pork processing plant. Cool. It's so bald-faced, and yet it has been successful. I mean, we've unlearned our labor history in this country. May Day started in the United States, and yet we're the only country in the world that doesn't celebrate it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, these kids should not be wasting their time learning about history. They should be getting married at 14 and falling into a chicken processing machine by the time they're 16. That's what they should be doing. And I love the special irony of her saying, it is immoral to teach these kids that the government has ever done anything racist as she helps to stamp out the teaching of Black history. Just like literally, this is why we need the history, because it's still happening. If people like Sarah Huckabee Sanders can still get elected to office, clearly we have not learned the lessons of history. Perhaps we should double down on it. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?